For the season finale of the CAA season, it'll be the Drexel Dragons taking on the Towson Tigers.
Dragon in front of her to stop it. Nobody went for the ball, and if you're going to give it to the leading goal scorer of town,
To the back of the post.
if I do say so, you need to be able to take advantage of any chance you get, especially of how the game's going. Obviously, we're early on into the game. We've still got definitely a decent while to go where they could change.
That was Castorina trying to play it through, and no one in the mix there. But this is the pressure that Drexel wants to have right now.
And just be able to control the game is so important. And Drexel doesn't really have anybody that can play into the same role Perry's been playing.
Near side, they'll play it back, that being the Tigers, to Teagan Gardner, who has played in every single match for the Towson Tigers this year. He's racked up quite a lot of minutes. 1,350 to be exact, and counting right now. We'll see if she can perhaps post a shutout. She's had a couple whip this one in towards the box. Duffy's in the mix. And off a little collision there from Gardner, will get a corner. They get it through to one of her teammates now, and looks like that ball towards Duffy didn't have a good enough spin on it. So we'll flip sides on the corner this time. We'll see if Drexel has better luck from this side. It drops in. No one can really rise up to get ahead on it. And slowly filling the box. Brocious whips it in with the left. Was looking towards Maribel, but instead it finds Navas Gonzalez. And looking forward towards Duffy. Duffy's got space to work. Slide tackle in. Play still in, and that time Gardner makes a save on what looked to be just a lob pass back in towards the box from Duffy.
And with those passes that we've seen, yes, but that should really be broken up. It was a low cross. Widnick could have even came out there. And Perry just positioning. I was talking about it earlier in the broadcast, earlier in the game. They want something in these last minutes.
Power's going to whip it in. It's immediately taken away by Towson. Schlur. Another cross into the box for the Dragons. Towson's there first. On the ground now. Shot coming. Blocked. That was Hall who had an opportunity on it. A lot of traffic in the box, and it's going to be signal Towson way. Under 60 seconds to go now. We'll see how aggressive the Tigers are with 45 seconds and change.
And Drexel just need to be passionate here. In these last few seconds, try and get the ball, but Townsend are just doing a great job. Go 2-0 up with some great offensive pressure throughout the whole entire season. They led to goals as Townsend are now 2-0 up, and they're looking to in just a few. When Townsend has the ball, they know what they're doing with the ball, and Drexel just seem to be making it up as they go along, which sometimes can work, but I just want to see more initiative.
And another key part on the Drexel side,
where they want it, and then you have the second half to develop, but now they're different half, and you just can't have that.
Perry gave this one up to Brocious, but that time Lindman, who's been marking her basically the entire game so far, has done a spectacular job at taking away one of Drexel's stars.
Oh yeah, shut out. And it's the prime time for a player like Perry to also have offensive confidence.
See if any Dragons get into the box. The cross is in, just off of Duffy and a little too high. Nia Chinapu.
In the locker room.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That can certainly throw off the other team's game by a touch. Hall. Shot perhaps coming for Drexel, and it's just going to roll out of play. That was Lukács chasing it down. Philadelphia native went to Archbishop Ryan, not too far from here. Almost had a chance to cut it to 1. Players crash on the box. This one right to Gardner. And we'll get another whistle.
That was pretty rough by Salzano. I'm surprised that there wasn't more pain. Gardner just got straight back up and seemed pretty fine. So maybe she pulled back a little bit after she realized in the last second. But looked painful to me.
And on that corner attempt, not back post, not near post, got it cut off. Salzano giving chase. Lukács! Oh, slow roller. Looks like it took a little bit of a spin on the ground. And that works out for Gardner. Didn't nearly have to put in as much effort as we perhaps thought when it initially rolled in. Gotta think now that Towson, with all these postseason implications in mind, maybe take their foot off the gas in terms of the offensive output. But Arena, bad touch by one of the defenders for Towson. Castorino, one defender to beat. Cuts in left, takes a spill, and that's going to go Towson's way.
And Towson just did a great job at creating the numbers advantage.
Players crash in the box. Shot over the net. Saw Towson sub there. It's Navas Gonzalez back in for Todd. And here comes the cross from Power. Players crash in the box. Ball's up in the air. And Gardner's going to take a shot. No cards issued. Clock is stopped.
Some time wasting.
Left. Off the head of Lukács. But not much going on. Maribel got a piece of that one, but it's going to roll right to the waiting arms of Teagan Gardner. Drexel way in their own end. They just flipped the field pretty much. Gardner's going to attempt to clear. Didn't get a good boot on it. But again, we talk about empty. Lindman around the back to Gardner. Hall, one more to Duffy. Duffy turns. Got the shot off, but wasn't on net. Getting tugged on left and right. Ball on the ground. Duffy hits the deck. Nothing called. Drexel's just putting on the pressure right now, and it looks almost like that's the case, but this one's crossed in. Salzano couldn't get a boot on it. Plays it back. Brocious eats a shot there. Good step up by Power, just trying to keep possession. Rubio gets it on the slow.
The squad, and it is quite a young squad. They don't have too many seniors. Obviously, the biggest senior is Elise Duffy, who's played for this squad for quite a while.
Absolutely, and recruiting and all that is its own thing, as this ball is going to get played through Kirkpatrick. Icing on the cake for loss by Hofstra. That is all that separates Towson from another playoff berth. If I'm not mistaken, that Towson game probably close to wrapping up, if I had to assume. So we'll take a look. Seconds here in Philly. That'll wrap up the Drexel Dragons regular season of 2025.
And they'll be able to hopefully make a better impact in the CAA next season.
You see those final stats right there on your screen. I mean, Towson just doubled in shots. They had way more shots on goal. They weren't really tested on the defensive end until late in that second half. And because of that, they were able to really cruise here and set themselves up nicely. And yeah, that'll do it. Alejandro Alvarez, alongside color commentator Gabriel Lennington, producer Greg Starts, the rest of the fine people here at Drexel that make this all possible. Thank you all for watching on Flow College. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.